Hello Stampers, Kelly Acheson at A Stamp Above coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin in the United States. This card is part of the Totally Techniques Global Blog Hop, and today our technique is Glitter Splatter. Oh my! This is one of my favorite techniques. I absolutely love the results of this gorgeous glitter splatter, and I'm going to show you how I made this card, so let's get started. I always like to bring in my cardstock layers first. So I have a piece of Berry Burst that is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2 and burnished it with my bone folder. Then I have another piece of Whisper White that's 4 by 5 1/4. This is for the inside of my card. A piece of our watercolor paper that's also 4 by 5 1/4, and then a little scrap of the Berry Burst for the die cut butterfly. I'm going to bring in my pack of grid paper here because this technique has a little bit of splatter, obviously. First thing we're going to do here is I have already clear embossed my greeting on the front. And I chose to use the Lovely Friends stamp set. This is one of my favorites that's retiring May 31st. I absolutely love the giant greetings in here. I'm a big fan of big greetings. You can do a lot of neat things with them. So I've already got my piece clear embossed. So I stamped it with Versamark ink, and then I poured clear embossing powder on it and heat set it with my heat tool. Now I'm just going to show you quickly how I did my watercolor background before we get to the splatter part. So I'm just going to open up my Berry Burst, my Pumpkin Pie, and my Daffodil Delight ink pads. And I'm going to use my re-inkers for this technique. I want my color to be rather intense. And while you could squeeze your ink pad into the lid, you could squeeze your pad into the lid of your ink pad to get some color in here. If you use re-inkers directly, the color is much more intense, and that's kind of what I'm looking for here. Now, the first thing I like to do when I'm using watercolor paper is I like to spray water with one of our misters onto the watercolor paper because that's what it's made for, and you're going to find that your color will do some really fantastic things when you get it wet first. And now I'm going to come in with my aqua painter, and I'm going to squeeze some water into my re-inker to dilute it a little bit. I don't want it to be super thick. And then I'm just going to come and touch. Look at how that spreads out. This is just such a cool technique. And the reason why that does that is because I've sprayed this with water and made it wet, and that helps spread the ink. I'm just going to grab a little bit more. And I just love how that just, like little spiders. Very, very pretty. And now what I've done here is, because my color is so intense in my aqua painter, I got a little dish of water here, so that will help speed up the process of cleaning my aqua painter, because as you can see, you get a lot of color when you use that re-inker directly. Now I'm going to go with the Pumpkin Pie, and I've put a little bit of water in here to dilute it. And I'm just going to drop my color on here. I want to make sure that I'm getting all my letters covered here so that you can see what my greeting says. You can overlap into the pink a little bit, and that just makes it oh so much prettier, right? Put a little bit of orange up here. And then again, I'm just going to clean my aqua painter off. I've just got a tissue here. I have a box of tissues that I keep on my desk. I go through a lot of them for various techniques. I am kind of a technique freak. I love techniques. And now we're going to go with the Daffodil Delight. I'm just going to drop that down in here. Now if you need to, you can spread it out a little bit and put a little bit down here. I think that's going to be absolutely perfect. Okay, now if you're impatient, you can hit this with a heat tool. You can also take your tissue and kind of mop up some of the water. It is going to change the look of your project. It's not going to be quite as intense. So I'm going to hit this with a heat tool and I'll be back in just a minute. Now, one thing about watercolor paper is sometimes it will bow up after you've heat set it. You can just turn it over and heat set the back and it'll kind of flatten it right back out. So there's your great tip for the day. Okay, and that looks awesome, don't you think? Okay, once this is cooled off and completely dry, you want to make it sure it's completely dry, I'm going to bring in my liquid glue, and I'm just gonna, this is just a lid from an old embellishment container. You can use a block, you can use a plate, you can use whatever you want, just something that's not porous. And then I'm going to add some water. There's just 2 little drops there, and mix this up with my aqua painter. And some people are like, oh my gosh, you're putting glue in your aqua painter. Yep, I sure am, and it's not a big deal. It'll wash right out. I'm not gonna leave this sit and dry. Okay, once you have this done, I'm gonna push these ink pads away. You're going to simply flick this on the side of your finger. And depending on how much splatter you want is how many times you're gonna do this. And quite frankly, I think that's gonna be enough because I don't want this to be crazy with splattering. Okay, and I did rinse my aqua painter off in my little dish of water here. Okay, so I'm going to use the gold glitter on this particular card. This glitter is super fine. It is available in the current catalog, but it is retiring. So you can only get your hands on this till May 31st. And it is $4 a container. Let me show you where it is, because a lot of people don't even realize it's in the catalog. It's right here by our heat tool. And you'll want an embossing buddy when you order these glitters too, because it's just a must-have if you don't have one of those. So now I am going to use the gold, and I'm going to put this on my card. And yep, I'm just dumping it on there like crazy. Ooh, this is going to be really pretty too. Now there's gold sticking to the embossed images. We're going to let this dry for just a second, and then I'll show you how to easily remove that. I'm just using a piece of paper here, folded in half, to put my glitter back into the container. That works really good. I'm covered in glitter tonight. I've been playing with this. It's been a lot of fun too. Okay. While this is drying, I'm going to die cut my butterfly on that scrap of Berry Burst. And these are the bold butterflies. You get 2 framelits in here. This goes along with the watercolor wings stamp set, but you can also, you know, make butterflies out of it without the stamp set. But I'm going to die cut this on my Big Shot, and I'll be right back. Okay. And last but not least, I'm going to take one of our mini dimensionals, and I'm going to stick that right on the back of my butterfly so that's ready to roll. Now I have a stippling brush. It's just something that's in my little tool caddy here. Once you find this glue, your glue spattering, because that was a liquid we put on there. Once you find that that's dry, you're just going to take any light brush and brush off the excess glitter. And as you can see, we've got light speckles all over here. Very pretty. Let me dispose of this. And then we're going to put this butterfly on here, and we are going to have a spectacular glitter splatter card. Let's put that on right like that. We'll add our card front to our card. Now remember, if you want more glitter splatter, you're just going to splatter it more than I did. I was really light with this one. And then the inside of our card, I'll probably stamp a little flower or something on this later. This video is about the glitter splatter technique, so I don't want to take up too much of your time on other things here. And here are both cards. This is the one I just made with a lot less glitter splatter on it, and this one has a lot more glitter splatter. But aren't those just beautiful? Would you like to see another card that I made with this technique? I would love to show you. This is another one, and again, I still am using the Lovely Friend stamp set. And don't forget, this is retiring. You can only get this until May 31st. Good friends are hard to find, and you make me ridiculously happy. I also took the heart dies out of the mini treat bag thinlits, which is retiring also. And I added some silver hearts to go with my silver splatter. Okay, so I have two other cards using the glitter splatter technique, and one of them uses another technique on top of that to do the background. I will be sharing those on my Facebook Live. I'm live every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. Remember, I'm in the United States. On my Facebook page, you can do a search on Facebook for A Stamp Above - Your Creative Coach. If you go to my page now and click on like and following, you'll get a notice when I go live on my page so you won't forget to come and watch me. All right, you guys, this is it. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business. Please feel free to pop me an email at kelly@astampabove.com. We have a brand new catalog coming out next Friday, June 1st, that I'm super excited about. I would be happy to mail one to you. You can click right up here. That's going to take you to my blog. If you'd like to go to the direct blog post on YouTube, in the description under the video, you will find the direct link there. Please make sure you're clicking down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't want to miss anything I have coming out. I have a bunch of online classes that I'm going to be releasing over the next several months. I love online classes and being able to share those with you. So if you need any product, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'd be happy to help you with that. You guys have yourself a wonderful day. Don't forget to go back and click on the next name so you can continue on the Totally Techniques Global Blog Hop featuring glitter splatter. Love it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.